Hey guys, and welcome back to Big Cow Travel, where we are currently sitting on top of a beautiful rooftop here in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. You've got the Bidex Coat Tower that you can see right there, and I just thought we'd mix up a little bit of the background today. I thought I'd come outside, even though it's really hot right now. It is a beautiful day. Like there's clouds in the sky, but it is sunny, which you don't always get here in Ho Chi Minh, to be completely honest with you. Especially at night, we are seeing a lot of rain recently. I've been here for about two stints. The first one was 2.5 months, and then this one now currently I've been here for about another month or so. So I've spent the majority of my year so far here, obviously alongside other places. But in today's video, we are going to be answering one of your questions again. We are going to be getting into the comment section, seeing what you are saying, and then responding with my thoughts and opinions on what I am experiencing, what I'm doing, giving you my advice, or just giving you my personal thoughts and personal opinions, right? And that's all that it is. I'm not here to tell you that your personal opinion is wrong and my personal opinion isn't wrong. It is a personal experience, so please do understand that when we do have these kind of videos where you ask a question, that it's not just a generalization. It is specifically what I have to say. And today we're actually talking about a country that I haven't been to yet, but I do have a lot to do with in regards to my channel on BKR Sport, which is a sport channel where I provide commentary for rugby league games, and this country is obsessed with rugby league. They are absolutely passionate and dedicated to the sport of rugby league, which I absolutely love. And we have a large amount of subscribers over on BKR Sport from Papua New Guinea, which is a very intriguing country, a very interesting country, because it's a place that not many people talk about overall on a tourist destination wise. It's not really a country that people will focus on when they're traveling the world because of the ways that it gets spoken about online, or just the fact that it's a bit of a niche country that a lot of big time countries won't necessarily think about or know about when it comes to travel. The first thing people think about when they're traveling is a lot of the Western countries like Australia, New Zealand, maybe not even New Zealand so much, America, Canada, the UK, lots of Europe and the likes. And then when they're thinking away from those Western countries, they're more so looking towards Europe or like an African journey through the forests and the animals and all that kind of jazz. That is completely different lifestyle. Or there's Asia, where you're talking about India, you're talking about Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Japan, China. There's just so many countries out there that people do look towards first before they think about Papua New Guinea. And I feel like Papua New Guinea, it doesn't help itself with its reputation, but I think there is so much there to be explored and to be understood further that I really would enjoy getting to acknowledge. So the question today comes from Clinton Rumintz, and it says, what about Papua New Guinea? Now this question was in response to a video that I did in regards to the top 10 countries that I would like to visit in my lifetime, that weren't including the ones that I've already been to this year and previously. Ooh, did I put USA in there? I think I might have. I think I still might have, because there's so much to explore in that country. But this question was in response to me not putting Papua New Guinea in this list, and I feel like the way that I want to respond to this is that I do want to get to Papua New Guinea. I wouldn't put it in my top 10 countries that I would like to visit off of, what there is to explore in this world, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to go to it and don't want to experience it, because it would be a real niche experience. The only problem that I do find is that it's not exactly well known for its safety reputation, and this is where I'd like the comment section to come in. People who are watching this video from Papua New Guinea, or people in general who have been to Papua New Guinea, I'd actually like you to comment on this video and let me know your thoughts about what I'm saying here, because again, I'm very limited in my knowledge. I'm not telling you that this is how life is there. I'm just telling you what I've heard about it, and there are going to be people with much better knowledge in the situation from people who live there, or even tourists like myself who go there and experience the life and experience the culture, who will know much more than me. But from my perspective, it doesn't necessarily have a fantastic safety reputation. But with that being said as well, India can be the same. India it's really hot right now, so if I start sweating, well, Papua New Guinea is always hot too, to be fair. India has a similar reputation, and I went there, and I wouldn't say it's as dangerous as people make out to be. I really wouldn't. I would say that India was complex. It was very complex, where it is what you make of it. It really is what you make of it in a country like that. And the same goes for, and this is actually a perfect example here, America and Chicago specifically, where I stayed in for 3 months back in 2019. And Chicago has an awful reputation for safety. Absolutely diabolical reputation for safety. But yet I fell in love with that city. I adore that city of Chicago. And I didn't really have any problems at all, except for when I went to a couple of White Sox games down the south side. This is true. I did have a couple of problems there overall, but for the most part, it was just so intriguing how you can live a life there without getting involved in all the danger that is very centralized around certain localities that you don't even need to go to unless you are from there, unless you live there. There's no reason for you to go to those certain areas that are dangerous. So the question that I ask here for you guys in the comment section is that the same in Papua New Guinea? Is that the same? Because I am genuinely considering going to this country next year. I genuinely feel like it would be a cool experience to go for a couple of months and see what Papua New Guinea has to offer. But I do look at the fact that people discuss on a pretty significant level the concerns of safety in Port Moresby and the concerns of safety in regards to tribal warfare and whatnot, which I have absolutely no idea about. So I am interested in going to Papua New Guinea, but you do have to have that as a concern. And then also something, and I'm going to get into some positives in a second, also as a content creator who does every single game for rugby league over on BK Sport, and now we create consistent content here on BK Travel, how is the internet? Because I know that in Fiji, which is another island country, the internet can be a bit choppy. It can be more difficult. But also Fiji is very tourist-centric and has grown a lot in the internet area, especially with Starlink from Elon Musk and whatnot. That's what we used in Nandi. So it's gotten better there, but it can still cut out. So in Papua New Guinea, is it similar? Because I would feel like the internet connectivity and electricity, which is a problem in Fiji too, I would feel like that could be an issue for digital nomads and content creators and whatnot. So another question for people is, how is the internet situation and the connectivity in Papua New Guinea? Because as an island nation that is not as developed structurally, infrastructure-wise, as say in Australia or as say in America and whatnot, how is the internet there? Because that is a very important thing for a person like myself. It's a very important thing for people who are traveling the world and want to experience new cultures. But I think the biggest positives that I would mention would be the fact that it is so unacknowledged on so many levels. Would be so intriguing to find new things out through the villages, through the places that you could experience, through the beauty of the forestry and the beaches and whatnot. I would love to see how the beaches are in Papua New Guinea, and I know there's plenty all around, because even though it's cut off halfway with Indonesia, not going to speak about that, but the point is that it's cut off halfway with Indonesia on the main area, and then they've got plenty of islands all around. I'd love to kind of see what it looks like, because I don't know much about it outside of that main area of Port Moresby. Yeah, I know, I've heard the name Mount Hagen, which is another place in Papua New Guinea, and that's it. Oh, there's also Bougainville, but I know that there's problems with that right now. But I know those are the only three names that I know from Papua New Guinea, and that's what makes it so exciting. If you know so little, you get to experience so much. If you know so little, you get to experience so much. And that's why I'm looking for answers and comments and whatnot on this video. And as an Australian, of course, I would like to visit the Kokoda track if it is available. I know it kind of goes through moments where it's closed and then open and close and then open and whatnot. So the Kokoda track is something that is a very important figure in Australian history. So that is a place that I would definitely like to go to. And the fact that it's also less touristy, and it will give you a very authentic vibe. There are certain countries where it is so touristy that it does lose a lot of what it's great for and what its culture is. And I would say a lot of that does come down to certain areas of Thailand, like Bangkok and whatnot, where because of how touristy it is and because of how many travelers are there, whilst you can find the cultural immersion, you can find the beauty of what Thailand has to offer, it does get taken away from it a little bit because of how many people are there on a tourist level. And I feel like Papua New Guinea, because it's not so many tourists, you will get that real authentic vibe about it, and you will really get that authentic Papua New Guinean experience. And I'd definitely love to get to a rugby league game, by the way, with the Papua New Guinea Kumuls or the Papua New Guinea Hunters in the Queensland Cup, that's for sure. I would absolutely love to do that. But I've just got questions, man. I've just got real questions that I don't want to ask Google AI, I don't want to ask ChatGPT, I don't want to ask, this kind of dribble, even though that's great for a lot of things in life. I want people's personal first-hand experience of being in this country so that I can get a read on it, and then I can go to it. Ultimately, I'm going to have to end this video here pretty shortly on the basis that it is so hot right now with the sun and it's going to overheat this, which I'm filming on. So I will have to jump off here. But obviously, guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because we are posting very, very regularly. We are posting every day at the moment. To answer Clinton Rument's question here, which was, what about Papua New Guinea? My answer is, I love Papua New Guinea. I would love to get there. You know, a lot of people in your country celebrate what I do over on BK Sport and really get behind it and really show their passion, and through that has made me interested to come to your country. And I find that it looks beautiful. I find that there is so much beauty to be found anywhere, even in places that do have relatively negative reputations. But the only issue is in regards to what the general media say and the concerns overall, whether it be internet or whether it be safety and whatnot. So I would love to see the comment section, and it'd also help my mum in regards to trusting me going to these countries. You know, there are other countries that I definitely want to get to that don't have great reputations either, you know, in regards to, say, Egypt or the Middle East in general, or even Africa, even South America. You know, this isn't a targeted thing. This is an everywhere kind of deal. You know, and that's my biggest question. Is the safety concerns of Papua New Guinea the same as the safety concerns you're going to find quite literally anywhere? As long as you've got your head on, brain smack on, and working, as long as you've got that, you're going to be okay. Because that's the same thing with Chicago, the same thing with England, it's the same thing with even the Gold Coast in Australia, which is a beautiful place, but does have some rougher areas, but it's still a beautiful place. And so much to explore and so much to see. So that's my video here for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. But the main thing here is to jump into the comment section and let me know your thoughts. And if you haven't been to Papua New Guinea before, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on what you know about the country and being there and experiencing it? What are your thoughts? Because I want to know if I'm the only person thinking like this. I want to know if people have a lot more confidence, a lot more faith, or if they think on a similar level in regards to wanting to know more and the questions around it. But alright, guys, it's hot. I'm going down to the aircon. That's what I'm doing. That is exactly what I'm doing. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.